Good evening, America. My name is Joshua Hammer, America's Finest. I'm coming to you today from the Banfa News Network. We are coming live through the streaming service of YouTube, which we appreciate your guys' cooperation with us sharing our good word. This broadcast actually involves a very close and near thing to our family, and I'm sure yours too. Along with our communities in America, we feel like having the conversation, just like last week, about something that was touchy. And in case you missed last week, we talked about uh, the family, life, and how pro immigration the Banfa News Network actually is. The reality that us as people sharing this earth together with our individual purposes, energies, ideas, and cooperations with each other kind of come entwined when we have mixed opinions or different views. One of those being with in regards to each other. So this week we're talking about something near and dear, like I said, and it's the LGBTQ plus community. In regards to our opinion about anybody, I'll lay the facts out like this. We can't judge. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if I think there's something wrong or if I disagree with somebody, like I'm a heterosexual person, and because people don't hate me for that, I won't hate anybody else for their choices. Who am I to judge? I will simply say that when somebody approaches the conversation to me or anybody else that I'm affiliated with, for that matter, it usually comes with a bunch of love. So, in regards to people growing up in the world today that have no idea how they should feel about who they're associated with or what they're associated with, I'll say follow God. That's usually the best for whoever you are. Me as a person, I choose to love. I choose to give people all that I can, no matter what. So that way, that person, no matter who they are, can always become the best that they need to be. And there's not like a moment or time to where I have the judgment in my heart against that person. So if you go through your life looking at somebody else's choices or decisions as something against you, that's where you should reframe. Take the opportunity to look inward and see that as you're transversing this universe, spinning on this little globe we call Earth, that your decisions aren't perfect either. So, since that's the case, here at the Banfa News Network, we fully 100% stand by the fact that we love everybody and we don't judge because we choose not to be judged. I was hoping that there would be somebody able to call in at this point and give me their opinion, but honestly, I'm live by myself, which is okay. Um, I actually want to use the opportunity to have the live streaming service to see what the video quality and editing was like. But at the same time, I'm shooting real topics about real things that are affecting America. They're not easy to navigate around as some people might think, because the reality is, I love my family. I love your family. I love the fact that the people here in the United States of America who live in a free democracy, who have the opportunity to gain representation and change the laws to benefit their either minority group or whoever, it's not exactly the end of the world because somebody disagrees with that. The beauty of it is also that as long as we can agree that me serving the Holy One in heaven and his son, Jesus Christ, doesn't vex you in some type of way, I'm sure we'll be more than happily and easily to get along. Here's something I would like to change the tide with. If you guys don't know, there's a beautiful Reno company that makes a fantastic product. It's called Bomb Bomb, and the owner of the company developed this patent trademark recipe that is absolutely superb. Just a little bit, you don't really need too much of this apple cream, and you can actually apply it very generously over a large surface area. It's actually pretty good. I love it, to be honest. And you know what? If you see my skin, it looks very good. I use the product. We might have a caller coming in, but not for right now. We're actually going to wait for calls in regards to the show. And I really want people to participate. But if I know the person's calling and they're calling in regards to the show, I want somebody I don't know calling for the show. So I appreciate it. And thank you guys for calling. Maybe my brother Daniel, I'll pick up because he's such an influential person in my life. Please write that now. Please call in. Moving right along. We talk about this community like they're not the same human that we are. And that's what I don't like. I don't like that I come to defense for people that I love at any cost. And do you know what? If their wrongs are their wrongs, let God judge them, as we all are men judged by Him. I feel like we forget sometimes holding these swords, whether it be kindness or the word. If you forget the entirety of it, you forget pieces that may cause your sword to crumble. Because the only way for you to prove that you are a loving person on earth is to act upon those things. And it comes to love. And love's kind of like a hard thing to describe. And since love's so hard to get across, sometimes it's easier just to refer to like the dictionary or your great grandma or your oldest living ancestor to have them explain to you what this is. But since I'm not that person to you, I will happily read you something that I use to describe love to people when I'm asked. So if you'd like to join me, and I think Trump said this wrong in a rally one time, so I'm not going to jack it up for him, but for 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. The word charity, I want that to resonate in your heart as love, the greatest expression of giving yourself, so to say. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profit me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seek not her own. So charity is now something delicate. Is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. As I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I known even as I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. It's written from my family Bible, guys. I really hope you enjoy. The reality of finding love and compassion inside of yourself along with your fellow man isn't something that's turning of the tide. Now, am I someone sitting here telling you that I recommend foolishness or for you to go out and waste your years? No, I'm telling you that as a victim of someone that has wasted years, you don't have to follow in darkness. You could follow the light. I have unbelievable people in my life who honestly, they could care less about you knowing their business, but they love who they love, to be honest. And do I judge them for that? Who am I to judge? Can you imagine them turning around to me and being like, you're my blood too. Like, when is yours going to be bad? And me telling them, like, I don't even want to be judged either. So remember that love suffereth for a really long time. So if you love somebody, then you're going to endure whatever we're going through as a people to get through it, because the reality is what we're fighting against is an actual evil, which is oppression. It's not so much us versus them, it's us. And then kind of waiting to see who the them are, you know? Like, if hopefully they don't look anything like this, you know? Like, glory to the Most High God. And adios from the Banff News Network.